I don't care what anyone says. Uncle Sam is a cool character. He really is. I know that a lot of people might see this and they think it's old hat. I know that he's tied up super heavily in America's identity, and so I can't blame you for initially cringing at the idea of this character. It's even addressed in Steve Darnell and Alex Ross's Uncle Sam that was published back in the 90s that they were trying to find an updated way to bring this character to, American audiences again. Because once again, it's not like patriotism is necessarily in style. America has a very fraught history, to put it very lightly, with a lot of dark places. And this book addresses a lot of that. It's a fantastic read. It's not superhero stuff, but it is good stuff. But I would argue that the character of Uncle Sam, the character created and published in Quality Comics, was actually always about being the good side of America, about ever striding forward and moving towards progress. In the story that explains his origins, it tells you that he is there for every struggling American, that he struck for better conditions with workers to fight forces of oppression, that he has come to life again to protect the civil rights of Americans. I think another one of the great stories that illustrates that is when he comes to this town where the person that employs just about everyone is a steel company. And everyone who lives there is living in squalor, very poor conditions, while they have this nice big tower that's up above all of the polluted air they've created. Uncle Sam drags the executives out and brings them out into the streets to the other side of the tracks where the people who work for them live and makes them see what it's like. They actually get robbed. And the thing is, Uncle Sam doesn't even stop the people from robbing these guys' suits from them. In fact, he tells them that this is what people have to turn to because of the poor conditions that you're forced to live in. He understands that these guys have power and that in a democratic society, those who have power have a responsibility to help the people who put them there, to give it back. And as a character, as he's considered the greatest patriot, he is always constantly moving towards the freedom from oppression for Americans. That's what he represents. That's what he's the spirit of. Now, am I saying that all of these old stories have aged super well? Not really. There's plenty of things in there that are kind of backwards. But the thing is that you look at the heart of the idea that's there, and it's always been there. And so, whether the guy is throwing down Nazis or finds himself at odds with the US government itself, I think that this guy fighting for the brightest of American ideals is pretty cool.